You know, there are times in life when you are doing all the things that, like, you're checking off all the boxes. There was a time in life where I was running the business. I had a second job. I was married, and we had a baby, and we lived in a nice house in a nice neighborhood. And these were things that I wanted to do. These were things that I felt like I should be doing them, and I'm going to do them my way, in the best way. And I feel like many of us have gotten caught in that nuanced trap of, these are things I should be doing in this age bracket of my life. These are things I should be achieving. Um, and even if it's not at the forefront of our conscious mind, we unconsciously lean into creating these realities, and we do it in our own way, in our own best way possible, right? But these things that aren't supposed to be, they will end, they will leave. And it's not that they weren't supposed to be ever at all. Um, it's that they were only temporary. And what I'm learning about that only temporary thing is, we put a poor connotation on that. And we put this idealistic, oh, like, you're supposed to be together forever, and you're supposed to do this job until you get old and can't do jobs anymore, or you're supposed to become a mentor in it. And but that is placed on such an elder age, that when you achieve those things at a younger age, when you've done the marriage and leaned fully in and seen it to the peak, and then walked it back down the mountain and kindly let it go, or at least that was my journey. Oh shit. I said that, and I literally just heard what sounded like a really bad car crash. So that's the other side of the journey. You walk it up the mountain, it rolls down crazily, and it ends in a car crash. That is also another reality. Uh, but in my own reality, one of my ways of retaining sanity in this matrix that thrives on our insanity, I'd rather be in my sanity than insane. But it's one of those things where it's like, I walk with this thing to the peak of the mountain, and walk back down into the valleys, and then walk back up into new peaks. But I'm only going to hold your hand if you're holding mine. And that's one of the things that we're so shunned away from. We're shunned away from leaving that job that no longer makes you feel good. You don't want to get up in the morning and go. You don't want to see those people's faces. You don't want to feel those people's energy. And yet we're told to stay because of the money. You're in that relationship, and either that person has evolved into a different person than you would like to be in a relationship with for whatever reason, or it just wasn't right to begin with. We're told to stay because at least you have somebody. When I sat down with my mother to tell her I was getting a divorce, she looked me in my face with the most sincerity and said, "But he doesn't hit you." This is just as a beautiful relationship. At least you're not getting hit or harmed. She didn't hear me say I felt bound. She didn't hear me say I can't do this no more. She didn't hear me say, or maybe she did, and she didn't give a damn. The only thing that could justify for her was that I was being hit. Why? Because this person made money. Because this person was and is this all these things. Wonderful person. However, I was done. My soul was done. His soul was done. We were just going through the motions to the point where my little shaman baby looked at a picture of us on the mantle and said, "Y'all don't smile like that no more." It was for our wedding picture. "Y'all don't smile like that no more." And then just went back to playing as if he hadn't said something immensely profound. Now I'm walking my dog. Come, come, baby. And we have to recognize when the outside world is not worried about your sanity. It's okay with you being insane as long as it can understand your path, as long as it can put you on autopilot in its mind and not think about it. You are responsible for your sanity. You are. If you feel like something is driving you insane, and not in because when you go, I can tell you, when you go and follow a spiritual path, when you go and start talking about God, you look crazy to people who haven't found God within themselves, who don't know and don't have the baseline gratitude for being able to live in this life, being able to have, we all have the opportunity to live the way that we want to live. We got to shift around and find it. We got to figure out what that want actually is first. Because that's the thing. We come here, we don't know what our wants are yet. We knew. And then it was like, okay, we'll drop into the portal. So you drop into the portal and you pop out in a body, and it's like, oh shit. Okay. Well, where are my wants? And it's not about what things look like. It's not about having, and I'm gonna just name some of my own things that I chase down: shoes and bags and clothes and the certain like vehicle, right? Although I've always picked vehicles that have made my heart smile, even when I had to buy cheaper ones. um, there are things that are about what you look like to the external world. Like, I don't think my car is about what I look like to the external world. I live inside of it. So I'm thinking about that. Um, but your home, like your clothes. Are you picking your clothes because they make you feel good? Or are you picking your clothes because they make you look good, but they don't make you feel good? I feel like I'm going in circles a little bit, but my point is, do what's best for you. Because even the people who, I'm going to say, obligatorily love you, stationally love you, societally love you, are not thinking about you a lot of the time, right? And one of the things that has shrunken my circle the most is oddly enough, me raising my child in a way that is him-centered. Not always him-led, right? But him-centered. Because I honor the divineness of his soul. I honor the divineness of and the closeness of a child to the divine, to be able to have certain knowings that don't make societal sense, right? And I fully have faith that when I follow the joy of him being him, that will lead him into an abundant adulthood. Is it free of malady? Absolutely.